Yo guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another Doctor Who first thoughts video right here. But quickly, just before we start this video, I just want to say about the little surroundings in here. But yeah, and also I just want to thank everybody for the support on the channel, and I just kind of been thinking about it this like past couple of weeks really, and yeah, we're coming up to 10 years of this channel, and that is a really huge milestone for me to be. I mean, I've been a YouTuber for 10 years now, and I've not stopped uploading content since I started this channel. Literally the first day I made this channel, I believe, was when I uploaded my first video, and or at least when I made the first video. I can't remember the exact, but I've been making videos for literally over 10 years now, because I did have a previous channel before this one, which unfortunately got deleted. Maybe I'll release that story at some point on why the channel ended up getting deleted. But yeah, I just want to take a little bit of time to thank you guys for watching the videos and supporting them, because none of this would be possible without all of you guys watching these videos and liking the videos and sharing the videos and commenting on the videos and everything. So yeah, I just feel in a little bit more of an appreciative mood today. We're going to talk on the episode in a second, but yeah, real quick, I just want to say we got a lot of packages which have just came in as well, and these are all for upcoming videos. And I'd say, if I had to estimate, we're not including the Lego right here, that's just being moved into a spot. But yeah, we had literally this huge package came in this morning. We've got other smaller packages. We've got this one underneath right here, and these are all things that I have purchased in for some really big videos which are coming out in the near future. And literally we have like packages like this one, which this one will be featured in tonight's video, because I've got a documentary coming out tonight, which is episode 2 of my big docu-series, which I've been working on for literally months at this point. And we also have another package right here, which is going to be in next week's docu-series episode. We had a bit of a delay after the first one, and yeah, it's been kind of crazy, because we had the first one up and out, and then we had a little bit of a delay. We've had like a delay of a couple of weeks, and yeah, these episodes have been taking some time to make, film, produce. As I said, like, we've been ordering in actual stuff for these videos, and literally we have about £250 worth of like stuff that we are going to be using in videos literally in the near future. So yeah, I just want to thank everybody for making this possible, and yeah, I'm just feeling I'm feeling quite happy about it at the moment, so that's pretty good. But one thing that I can't say that I am massively happy with is the new episode of Doctor Who today. Episode 4, Lucky Day. Now, let's get into this episode, because there's a lot I've got. I feel like I'm going to have to make like an hour plus video. Like, I feel like the big breakdown video is going to be over an hour, just like covering the basics on this thing, because there is so much different things to talk about in this episode, and I don't even know where to start at this point. But yeah, I'll start with some positives, because that is something that we always sort of do on this channel. So coming off of a high last week with literally the best episode of the Ncuti Gatwa era, we had The Well, and that episode was just insanely good. I actually very much enjoyed that episode, and that actual breakdown and review video will be coming out very soon. I'm looking to try and get the Lux one up tonight, if possible, so fingers crossed either tonight or I'm going to be dropping that tomorrow, and I'm going to be also dropping the Well one as soon as humanly possible as well. But coming off that high, I was kind of expecting another better, stronger episode with this one, and this episode ended up being probably my least favourite of the season so far. Like, I've got to put it with, like, yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's even worse than the Robot Revolution, which, it wasn't, it's not my favourite episode. I'm gonna just say that right now. I mean, first of all, you've got, like, just the insane amount of, like, the insane amount of political commentary in this episode, which just doesn't really need to be here. I feel like they would have done a much better job and made a lot more people enjoy this episode if they would have literally just sticked with the theory that I thought was going to happen and do an Auton episode. Because if they would have done like a horror type Auton episode where they bring back the Autons 20 years after the reboot of Doctor Who, you know, obviously 20 years after Rose happened and that episode, that would have been such a cool, like, long sequel to do. And again, you're like 20 years after, and they literally use some of the filming locations from Rose in this episode. So you're kind of all set up for this, like, something that could be really, really cool. You could have the Autons are back, all that kind of stuff. But it just felt very underwhelming. And, I mean, I'm not even, like, saying it's because the Autons wasn't in it. It just wasn't a very strong episode, really. Like, for example, the monsters in this episode, you have a whole episode to flesh out these monsters, and we still barely know anything about them, and they still feel very, very insignificant within this entire plot, which I just think they made these monsters to essentially just be there. Like, they don't even feel like they have much of a actual part in the episode other than that they're just there. And there's also quite a lot of things that don't really add up, don't really, like, fully come together. Like, how did Ruby just have this second antidote lying around? Like, why would she just have this second antidote lying around? It really doesn't make much sense in that thing, and a couple more things as well. But yeah, that is, like, not really setting it up to be a very strong episode to start with, and then you just got all of the, like, very, very, like, yeah, the very, very, what I would say is essentially just, like, I don't even know how to, like, put it, because it is just, like, a very, like, they're literally just forcing, at this point, political commentary into the episode to the point where it's not even enjoyable to watch. Like, to the point where, like, okay, so there's this big twist in the episode where Unit get essentially trolled, and they basically get like exposed and all of that kind of thing. And that plot works alright on the first watch, but when you know that plot's coming, you know it's already coming. And we didn't doubt, as like viewers, we didn't doubt the legitimacy of Unit in the first place. So that whole plot twist seemed kind of pointless, really. Like, it's supposed to be a big wow moment. It's supposed to be like, oh, like, they're trying to paint out Unit to be like liars, essentially, and they're trying to do, like, a whole spin thing on essentially misinformation, which I find very, very ironic, considering the biggest spreaders of misinformation that I know are actually the BBC themselves. So probably not the best people to be really pushing out there, you know, about doing stories about misinformation and lying and all of that kind of stuff, because I mean, it's pretty well known, if you live in the UK, or even like people outside of the UK, it's very, very well known that the BBC is a little bit shady, and they don't always tell the truth in like what they do on the news side of things, but like this video really isn't about that. I'm more talking about the episode really, but I can't help but say that because, you know, Doctor Who is a BBC owned like show, so it really doesn't make sense, because if you like actually spin the tables, because they are trying to tell you that all of these like online influencers are the problem, but if you just switch out the online influencer part and change that to mainstream television and news, you literally can apply all of the same stuff to that and it would look really, really bad on the BBC and like CNN and all of these other bigger channels as well. So yeah, it's just not the best thing. Like, they tried to do a bit of a commentary as well. Like, this kind of reminds me of that commentary that they did back in the Christmas special, Joy to the World, when they tried to like basically do this whole thing where they were like, oh, remember like how sad it was because you couldn't see your dying grandparents in the hospital because of all these restrictions with, you know, the Rona, like 2020 kind of shit. But then they kind of realised that the BBC actually pushed this stuff back then, and they were the ones really, really hammering it home to people alongside politicians at the same time. Again, this really isn't a political channel, but when Doctor Who seems to be bringing this kind of stuff into it, you can't really help but talk about it, because it's kind of related to the episode now, because, well, they chose to put it in there with writing, and yeah, it's just not the best kind of things to be putting in the episode, really. And if I'm gonna be honest, would I rather watch, and you guys can think about this yourselves as well, like, if you're watching this video and you're sat here, like, and whether you agree with me, whether you disagree with me, either is completely fine. I don't really mind, to be fair. But if you agree with me or disagree with me, sit down and think to yourself, would you rather have an episode of Doctor Who where it goes on about these political points which you are forced to see every day in your life throughout social media, and it gets essentially gets rammed in your face and rammed down your throat 24/7 anyway? Would you rather have an episode so basically surrounded and based on this, or would you rather have a well-written autumn like horror episode, which they could have easily done, and I think a lot more people would have enjoyed that sort of episode? And if, you know, it goes to show as well, because when they brought back the Midnight Entity in last week's episode, that brought up the viewing figures. Like, it actually brought the viewing figures back up, because they were sort of on a downwards trajectory, which they do tend to be in with every series, so it was nice to see the viewing figures then go back up. I'm going to do a full video on that very, very soon as well, but yeah, essentially they brought back the Midnight Entity, and that pulled back more viewers, and that was nice to see. And it was also it was literally the strongest episode of the entire Ncuti Gatwa era. So if that doesn't show you, I don't know what will. But yeah, I think they missed a huge opportunity to do a horror-based Auton episode 20 years after the last appearance in Rose. And it could have been such a good episode. They could have brought back Ruby into it as well. Maybe had her work at the shop, or maybe had her like explore the shop, or whatever it would be. It doesn't really matter. at the end of the day, this episode really didn't feel like a lot. Like, we didn't really get any development throughout the episode, other than Conrad being in jail at the end of the episode for what he did throughout the episode. But apart from that, that's literally it. If we look at everything from the beginning of the episode and the end of the episode, other than Conrad being in jail and not being with Ruby, that's literally it. That's all of your progression in this 40 or so minute episode. So, yeah, it's not a lot of, like, actual writing progression. Nothing really changed from the beginning of the episode to the end of the episode, other than what I've really said. So, yeah, this episode was a bit disappointing, and I think it becomes a little bit more obvious when literally we had the best episode in the entire Ncuti Gatwa era last week, and then to have this afterwards, it's like, ugh, come on. And we're also like halfway through the entire season as well. So we're like halfway through the season. There's like one episode so far which I can say that I've like properly enjoyed. I enjoyed Lux a bit, but nowhere near as much as I enjoyed The Well. And this episode definitely doesn't rank up there the same. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a full breakdown and review very, very soon on this YouTube channel. So stick around for them breakdown and review videos. They are going to be a bit longer. We're doing a new format and we're trying to sort of incorporate a little bit more of a pre-planned format for them episodes. I used to just sit down and sort of blurt my mind in a little bit more. I basically used to rewatch the episode and then blurt my mind out a little bit more in front of the camera, so it ended up being a longer and more detailed version of this video that you're watching. But what I'm going to be doing this time around for all of the episodes is I'm going to be watching the episode again, taking down notes, and then I can read over my notes as I basically present this whole breakdown and review video to you guys. So yeah, that's basically the end of this little video though. Yeah, let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments down below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? If you land anywhere in between, what did you think and why? Like, I'm genuinely interested in seeing like what people think of these episodes. So yeah, hit the comments down below. Smash a like on this video if you want more Doctor Who content. We're going to be pushing out so much more Doctor Who content over the next couple of days especially, and in the future as well. I've got so many videos planned, so yeah, buckle up. There's a huge wave in Doctor Who content hitting this channel in the next couple of days, so yeah, you don't want to miss out on that. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.